Good evening, guys. Hope I am audible. I'm audible, right? Okay. We'll start our session now. Good evening, everyone. My name is N Prakash. Currently, I'm working as technical trainer. Currently, I'm working as technical trainer at Space Prep. So today we are going to discuss regarding Codevita. So what is Codevita competition and how many rounds will be there? So there are 3 rounds in Codevita. So for that, good package. What are the packages? Ninja, Digital, and Prime. So in the 3 rounds, in first round, pre-qualifier round, qualifier, and grand finale. In pre-qualifier round, if you execute at least one question, you will get a call for ninja role. If you want digital, then you have to solve at least 3 to 4 questions. If you want prime package, you have to solve at least 5 to 6 questions. So the time limit will be 6 hours for entire 6 questions. Now today we'll start one question, right? I will share my screen. So today we are going to discuss regarding one question, which the question is audible. The question is visible, right? Now we will read the problem statement. The problem statement is simple, guys. Here you can read home lighting. So you are moving to a new apartment and want to plan your total lighting cost for the next 2 years. You want to plan a lighting cost. So which includes the cost of bulbs procurement and cost of electricity consumption. So three types of bulbs available in the market. In the market, three types of bulbs are available. One is regular bulbs, which cost C1 and warranty M1 hours and have a running cost of R1 per hour. So there are three types of bulbs. We'll go and we'll discuss here. So what are the three types of bulbs? You can read the problem statement here. The bulbs are, you can find regular bulbs, and one more is CFL bulbs, and one more bulb you can find here is LED bulbs. So in these three types of bulbs, you can find three things. What are? One is cost, one is warranty of M1 hours, and one more is cost of R1 per hour. So here we can find three things. There are three types of bulbs: regular bulbs, one more is CFL bulbs, just CFL bulbs, and LED bulbs. In these bulbs, we can find three things. So these bulbs consist some cost and some warranty. This is cost, warranty, and one more thing is power consumption. Power consumption per hour. power consumption per hour. You can find these three things. This is denoted with R1, this is denoted with M1. Same as for bulb 2, bulb 2 has its own cost and own warranty and own power consumption per hour. Same as LED bulb has cost C3, M3 and R3. These three things you can find. I hope this is clear till now, right? Now guys, after these three things, what you can find? After these three things, you can find that cost 1 is less than cost 2 and C2 cost less than C3. This is bulb cost, and R1 cost is greater than R2 and R2 is greater than R2, and nothing can be said about warranty. Now you have a plan for one bulb in kitchen. So in kitchen I want one bulb. Now what I am going to planning? I am going to plan 5 bulbs. One bulb is in kitchen. For kitchen I need one bulb, right? After that, and which is I'm going to run h1 hours per day. So it is going to run h1 hours. It is going to run h1 hours per day. Now for remaining 2 bulbs per room across 3 rooms at h2, h3, h4. So remaining are, suppose halls we can take. I have 3 halls. Hall 1, hall 2 and hall 3. Where in each hall I need 2 bulbs. In each hall I need 2 bulbs. And it will consume h2 hours per day. I am going to run this for h3 hours per day, and I am going to run h4 hours per day. Now what is the last bulb here they mentioned? The last bulb is now one bulb for bathroom at h5 hours per day. So for bathroom I am going to run one bulb which is going to run every day h5 hours per day. Now finally what we have to find from this? What we have to find from this? So when you prepare your budget, you assume that it will last only till the warranty. So when you prepare a budget, it will work. The bulb will work only till warranty period. After warranty period, the bulb won't work. We have to buy new bulb. Remember that. Now give the above requirements. Come up with a bulb procurement plan that includes list cost over 2 years, where cost includes procurement and running cost. It may warranty expires in your model, then the bulb will need to be replaced. So here they clearly mention, if more than warranty you can't use a bulb, right? So after that warranty completion we have to buy new bulb. So for every bulb they have mentioned the warranty also. Now also assume that you will move out of after 2 years, so you are not concerned about stretching the life of bulb beyond the time. So you are going to run only for 2 years. Now 2 years means what we have to do? 2 into 365 days. How much 2 into 365? We are going to run for 2 into 365 days, which is 730. 730 days I am going to run this bulb, right? Now after that some constants you can find, already we have checked these constants. So hours does not extend the, so per day you can run a bulb only 24 hours, not more than 24. It's not possible. And running cost will be maximum 150, and warranty is only 30,000 hours. Fixed cost is 0 to 1000, not more than 1000. Now after that input format you can find. Let's check with this input format and try to understand how to solve it. So I'll copy this input format. I'll copy this input format and paste here so that we can understand. So in input format, or what we have to find, so the input is given for kitchen, 3 halls and 1 bathroom. Now first the details about bulbs. So right here, bulb cost. First this is bulb cost, later we can find warranty, and later we can find bulb rate power consumption per hour. Bulb power consumption per hour. Consumption per hour. Per hour, how much power we need to consume. Let me check once I am audible or not. Yes. Now, what is bulb cost? 50. So I am taking, this is regular bulbs. This is regular bulb. This is, we have mentioned 3 types of bulb, right? There are different types of bulbs. Now, this warranty is 1500 hours, and I am good. Per hour, if I run this bulb, it costs 16 rupees per minute. Now, for second type of bulb, it's 100 rupees. Warranty is 8000 hours, and per hour I have to pay 14 rupees if I run the bulb. It consumes 14 rupees. Now, for third bulb cost is 400 and 25,000 warranty. After that, per hour I have to pay 1 rupee for this bulb. Now, what are the remaining 5 inputs? The remaining 5 inputs are how many bulbs you need. So, for kitchen, I need only 1 bulb. So, H1 hours per kitchen. I need only 1 bulb, and H2 input means all number 1. I need how many bulbs? 2 bulbs. How many hours I am going to run? For H3, you can see all 2. How many hours per day I am going to run? This is how many hours per day we are going to work, we are going to use that bulb. This is 8 hours, and H4 is I am going to use in hall 3, which is 14 hours. H5 means I am going to use in bathroom, and I am going to run only 2 hours. This is the input. I hope the input is clear, right? So how to find the output? Now what's the pseudocode we can use here? The pseudocode is simple, guys. First I'll write pseudocode, later I'll explain the logic. Pseudocode. First what we have to do, step 1 is get the input from the user. Get the input from the user. Just we have taken this input side in the same format. From the user, get the input. After that, step 2 is, so we have to check with each variety of bulb which costs, which make little less cost. So what we have to do, for each variety, for each a variety of bulb in every room, what I have to do, calculate the total number of hours. First calculate total number of hours the bulb should be on. So total hours bulb should turn on. After that, calculate total number of bulbs required. Calculate total number of bulbs required. To run for the entire 2 years, how many bulbs are required if warranty expires? If warranty expires. If warranty expires in the 2 year, we have to buy new bulb of same type. After that, calculate the minimum cost by using 3 bulbs. In the 3 bulbs, by using which bulb the cost is minimum? By using 3 bulbs. So what you have to do? Finally, step 3, simple, add all minimum costs. Add all minimum costs required per bulbs. This is our pseudocode. In this way we are going to solve. Suppose if this is our input, now how we are going to solve it. I hope the pseudocode is clear, and how many rooms and how many hours of bulb we need to use in every room they mention. Now after that, suppose I'll take example by using kitchen. So in kitchen, what I have to do? In kitchen, I'm going to use three bulbs. So in kitchen, suppose I may use bulb 1 or bulb 2, bulb 3. I may go with any option which gives me less cost. I'm going to use that bulb, right? So first we need bulb cost, which is fixed, right? First bulb cost. We need bulb cost. So what are the bulb cost they mentioned? 50, 100 and 400. So this is 50, this is 100 and this is 400. After getting bulb cost, what we have to do? What is the price I am going to pay per hour? Price or rate I am going to pay per hour. Rate I am going to pay per hour if I use the bulb. So what the rate they have given? You can see rate they have given is 1641. So for this bulb I am going to pay 16 rupees. For this bulb 14 rupees, and for this bulb 1 rupees. Right? After that, now how many bulbs we are going to use in kitchen? Into multiply with how many bulbs we are going to use. Sorry, not how many bulbs, how many hours we are going to use that bulb turn on. The bulb will be on for how many hours. So here you can see the bulb will be on for h1 given, which is 1, right, which is 1 hour. Now after that, how many days we have to use it? How many number of days? So multiply with how many number of days. So I am going to use the bulb for 2 years, right? So for 2 years, 730 days will be there. If I calculate this, rate per hour and how many hours and how many days. If I calculate this, I am going to get some result, right? So let's do 50 plus 16 into 1 into 730. The output will be 11,730. In this way we are going to get, and if I multiply 100 plus 14 into 1 into 730, I am going to get 10,320. And for bulb 3, if I calculate, I am going to get 1,130. Now by using these three types of bulbs, which is minimum? 1130 is minimum, right? So for kitchen I am going to use bulb 1. For kitchen I am going to use bulb 3, which cost me less cost as compared to other two bulbs, which is 1130. Same as in this way we have to calculate for remaining. Suppose I will calculate for hall gun. I will calculate for hall. So for hall, what I have to do? For hall number 1, I would like to calculate how much cost. So I am going to test with three types of bulb. Bulb 1, bulb 2, bulb 3. Here they have given bulb cost. What is bulb cost? Same for all, right? 100 and 400. This is our bulb cost. After getting bulb cost, rate per hour is same, right? So 16, 14, 1 is same rate per hour into how many hours we are going to run. Here you can find we are going to run for 2 hours, they mentioned. So I am going to run this bulb for 2 hours, and I am going to run this bulb for entire 2 years. Entire 2 years. So finally what is the output if I calculate this? The output is, if we calculate this, here I have calculated, you can find from 3,410 rupees for this, and 20,000 540 for this. And here you can find as calculate this less 730 into 2 plus 400, you can find 1860, right? So the minimum is 1860. And the one more thing we have to check here is, okay, for one bulb if I run, I have to pay 1860 rupees, but how many bulbs we have to use? Here you can find in question they have mentioned that, in question what they have mentioned, two bulbs per room. Here you can find, here here you can find we have, in the hall we need two bulbs per room, so I have to calculate for two bulbs, right? So what I have to do, multiply it by 2. If I multiply it by 2, 2 0 0 0, 2 6 are 12, 2 8 are, and 2 1 are, right? So what does it mean? I need this much amount which is minimum, as compared to others, for bulk you have to pay this much amount. I hope this is clear, right? I hope this is clear for everyone. Now same as we have to check for hall 2, hall 3, and here you can see that as compared to, by using only bulb 3 we can find minimum cost. So I am going to write only for bulb 3 here, and here also bulb 3, and finally bathroom bulb 3. By using bulb 3, what is the cost we are going to get? So remaining we know that it will get more cost, so we are not going to use it according to this inputs, not for every question. Now for hall 2, 400 plus 1 into, what is this h1? Here you can find we got 8, 8 into 730. This is our output, we will get some output. Now for this one, 400 plus 1 into 400 plus 1 into, they mentioned something, right? What they mentioned, 14 and 2, 14 and 2. Here I am going to use it for 2 years. Now finally I will get some output. What's the output? Here I am going to get for this, I will use calculator. 12,480 I am getting for this, and for this I am going to get, and what we have to do here, in the hall I need two bulbs, so multiply by 2 once again, or else we'll multiply later. We'll get this value first. The values are 6,240 and 10,620, and here I am going to use two bulbs in the halls, so multiply by 2, we'll get 12,480 and 21,240, right? So finally this is our minimum cost for hall 1 and hall 2. After that, finally for bedroom, directly we can do multiplication here, just a calculation, and we are going to get output as same as this one, because both you can find this one and this both are same, so you'll get 1860 here, no need to calculate, right? So finally I got all the minimum cost. So if I add all the minimum cost, what I am going to get, I will add all the minimum cost together. I will add 1130 for kitchen, and for 3 halls 3720 and 12,480 plus 21,240 plus 1860. How much I am going to get? I am going to get 40,430, which is our output. If I add all the minimum cost, which is our output, 40,430 is our output. So in this way we are going to get. Now this is the calculation of problem statement, how we work, and by using which logic we can get the output. Now I am going to code it in the same format what I have explained by doing each calculation. I am going to do in the same way and I am going to get the output. Now let's do the calculation here. Let's do the code in some online session. So I'll open some online feed. Wait a second, I'll share my screen. I will share my screen. Now we'll write our coding part. So first how to take the input. First think about input. So the input are we have to take. You can take in array, but here I am going to take manually and I am going to import. I am going to import necessary classes java.util package. From here I need only scanner to take the input from the user. I don't need any other utilities. After that I am going to take input for regular bulb. I am going to take input for regular bulb. So which is I am going to take C1 equal to scanner dot next in because it is an integer, and warranty m1 I am going to take as warranty scanner dot next in. After that rate per bulb, how much power it's going to consume per hour. So how much I'm going to pay scanner dot next in, right? So copy this for remaining. To take remaining inputs, no need to type again and again. So next I'm going to write for CFL bulbs. For CFL bulbs take as C2, M2 and R2. Next what I need, one more type bulb is LED bulb. Now take LED bulb specifications. LED bulb. This take in variable C3, M3 and R3. After taking these three inputs, what we have to do? So how many hours I am going to use? So next, how many hours I am going to use? Hours of usage per day for each day. I am going to take now, which is using I am going to use variables as h1 to h5. So in h1 equal to scanner dot next in. Just copy this and paste for 5 times to get 5 inputs. H2, H3, H4 and H5. So here we know that H1 means how many times we are going to run in kitchen, hall number 1, hall number 2, hall number 3, and finally for bathroom. How many hours I am going to use that bulb. Now after taking all the inputs, what we have to do? Let's calculate. I mean take how many days I am going to use that bulb. So 2 into, I am going to use 2 years, which is per year I have 365 days. These are my days, right? Now after that, total cost. Take initial total cost is 0. Initially I don't know total cost, so take it as 0. After taking total cost, what I am going to do? I have to find minimum of using 3 bulbs, right? So what I am going to do? I will call function and I will add into total cost. Total cost plus equal to what function I am going to call? Calculate cost function I am going to take. So first I will define this calculate cost outside the main function. First I will define calculate cost outside the main function. So here I will write static int calculate cost, and here what I am going to do? I am going to take 4 parameters. First is cost, second one is warranty, second one is warranty, third one is rate of cost, third one is rate per hour, how much I am going to pay, so per hour rate or running cost, both are same. So I am going to write running cost what parameters we need more. So to understand you clearly, we have to take variable name and how many hours per day I am going to use. So int how many hours per day I am going to use it, and finally total days. How many days? Take int total days. So I have taken all the parameters here. Right, you can find, I hope you can find all the parameters. Now after getting all the parameters, now calculate how many hours I am going to use totally. Int total usage hours. So for total usage hours, I can write hours per day into total days. Hours per day into total days. It is total usage hours. Now, how many bulbs are needed? How many bulbs are needed? So if it exceeds the warranty, I need to use new bulb, right? So for that purpose, I am going to check total usage hours divided by warranty. Now I need to convert into, I want seal value always. So math dot take seal, and when you take seal, convert into, take the total usage hours in double and convert into integer at end. So I hope this is clear, right? Now this may bulbs needed, how many bulbs needed we have calculated. After that, total procurement cost. Total procurement, total procurement cost. How much cost total? Bulb cost into how many bulbs needed. bulbs cost into bulb needed. Finally, running cost total. So running cost total, how much total will be there? So the total will be, I'm going to call using running cost into total hours of users. Finally, what I'm going to do, return the procurement cost plus and the bulb actual cost plus total running cost. This is my function. So I hope this is clear for everyone how we have to calculate. The main thing of this line is these two things is how many bulbs we need if warranty is expired, because in hidden test cases warranty is there where warranty is less. So for that purpose we need to use multiple, we need to replace the bulbs, right? So here we can do, I have to send the parameters. So how can I send the parameters? Total cost plus equal to, I can't call this function directly because I need minimum of 3 bulbs, right? So math dot minimum of, and again math dot minimum of. Now I can write, right? So call this function calculate cost and send all the parameters. What the parameters? Cost of first bulb and warranty, and after that rate 1, how much we are going to pay, and after that h1, how many hours you are going to run per day, use the bulb per day, after that total cost. This many parameters we have to send. So copy this and give the parameter once again, and here change as bulb to and total cost. Finally now find the minimum of this. Here we are going to send C3, warranty 3, R3, H1 only, and total cost, it's fine, and finally give semicolon. So this is going to find minimum of by using 3 types of bulbs. So this is for H1, right? So copy this. First I will check any errors are there in that line or not. So first here we haven't taken scanner object yet. So scanner sc equal to new scanner of system dot in. Now run. The program is running. Meanwhile, okay, runtime exceeded, right? We need to give some inputs. So I'll go and copy some inputs and give the input here. Just a second. Now run. There is no errors. We can find that no errors. So we can copy this total hours and check for all H1 to H5. Now just change here H2, H3, H4 and H5. Here also H2, H3, H4, H5. Now finally just change here 2, 3, H4 and H5. Now after taking all these days, what we have to do, finally print total costs. So finally print total costs. Just a second, I'll run the code. Here run, right, system dot out dot print total cost. Now I'm printing total cost. Let's check anything is needed. Yeah, everything we have done accurately. Now run the code. Let's check whether it's going to work or not. We got the output as 0. Just let's check where we are doing the error. Where we are doing error, we have given the input right. Oh, just check why we are getting a output as 0. So let's print here whether total cost is changing or not. Okay, total cost is 0 here, so there is no change. Let me check where we done the error. Let's check whether we have taken input properly or take accurate or not. Yeah, it's correct. The input is correctly taken. So where is the error? Now let's check what is this returning. Copy this print statement and make it here, and let's check what is procurement cost and total running cost, so that we can understand what it is returning. Now run. So the cost here it is 0. So somewhere we have done the mistakes. Total cost is fine. So here we are sending the total cost, right? The actual thing is we no need to send total cost. Here we have to send total days. So the mistake we have done is days. So here we have to send number of days, not total cost. That's why we are getting the output as 0. So now it will be removed.
Now I hope you get correct output. Now remove this. Now run this code. Now there is no errors. Now run. So I'll make it comment. Now run the code. We got the output something 21,710. So we got the correct output. Just we have to change one thing, that here we are going to use this hall 1, hall 2, hall 3 for 2 bulbs, right? Here we have 2 bulbs, so multiply by 2. So here also multiply by 2 because we are using 2 bulbs in the 3 halls. So after doing multiply by 2, let's run the code. Yeah, here we got the right output, right? Copy this and paste in our compiler. Let's check whether it is going to pass all testation. According to our explanation, 40,430, which is correct. Now I would like to give you a problem as homework and try to understand how it is going to work, right? And here you can see our problem which we have given, it's executed, and here you can find your score is 120. We got the 120 score and it's passing all the hidden test cases. There is no errors, and you can reduce the number of inputs how we are taking. So we can use an array for C1, M1 and R1, and you can take the input by using single for loop, right? You can use for loop here, and for this you can use one more for loop, and we can send the inputs by using the for loop array of I, like that you can send the inputs. No need to write for, no need to call every function here separately. We can use for loop and you can send the elements, right? It's your choice to optimize it later, but here we need to understand the strategy how to solve it. I hope I am clear, right? Now if we take one more input, everyone check with this input how we are getting the output. Now we'll discuss one more problem. I'll explain the problem statement. Let me share the screen. One more problem statement I will give. You guys have to try. So the problem statement is simple. Here we need to find the distance between two objects in a circular path. So in a circular path, so write a code to calculate the linear distance, the straight line distance between two objects moving in a circular path, and they are moving at different velocities. The speed will be different and the distance has to be calculated after n seconds. So suppose I will take one example and make you clear. Suppose if I take this example 90, what is 90? Velocity 1, and the phi is radius. Here is velocity 2 and it is radius 2, and after n seconds where you can find it. So I'll take this diagram, I'll copy this and paste it here to explain it clearly. Now here you can find the first one is the radius is phi. So the radius is phi, and where is the position? The speed is 90. So the radius is phi and speed is 90. And the second one is speed is 270 and radius is 10. Speed 270 I am writing, and radius is 10. So what we have to find after 1 second? After 1 second where it will be? Here it is 90, means after 1 second I can find at this location. And for this long radius R2, this is R1, right? R2 we can find at 270. Now what's the after 1 second, the radius one will be at 90 degrees, the object one will be at 90 degrees, and object will be at 270 degrees. So what's the distance between these both? Now we can find. Okay, this is the big radius R2 and this is R1. So we can find when the difference between both is 180 degrees. When the difference between both the positions are 180 degrees, then we can do R1 plus R2 will be the output. Here you can find one logic, right? When the difference is 180 degrees and R1 plus R2 will be the output. Now when the difference is, suppose they both are same location, so I will paste this diagram one more here. Now when the difference is, suppose both are pointing in the same direction, R1 here pointing at this location and R2 pointing at this location, so the difference is 0, right? When the difference is 0 degrees, then what will be the distance between two positions? R2 minus R1, right? R2 minus R1, radius, big radius minus small radius will be the difference between both the locations. So when both are opposite to each other, when both are opposite to each other, the distance between both the objects are R1, R2. When the difference is 0 degrees, R2 minus R1. Other than this, what we have to do? Sorry, if the difference is different. So other than this, what we have to do according to our logic? Just a second, I'll give one example. So we have a formula. We have one formula how to find the distance between two disks. So the formula is simple, guys. I'll give one example. Object A. Object A will be there. Its velocity is 45 degrees and the radius is 5 units. And I'll take one more object, object B. Velocity is 65 degrees and radius will be 10 units. Now I want to find after 7 seconds the distance between both the objects. Distance between both objects. So for that we have one formula. The formula is in mathematics. So the formula is simple. Distance equal to square root of r1 square plus r2 square minus 2 into radius 1 into radius 2 into some cos theta and the angle between both. And the angle between both. Sir, how we are going to consider angle? So we have this example, right? Suppose this is one object is placing at this location and one object is placing at this location. This is suppose object A and this is object B. Now from the center point I am going to calculate the distance. So which angle I have to check? Do I need to check big angle? No. I need to check small angle. By using the small angle, I have to give this angle as here. Cos theta angle, suppose 30 degrees. Then we have to use this formula to get the output. Suppose I want to find what is the at which position object A will be after 7 seconds. So object A after 7 seconds. So at which location it will be? So 45 into 7, and to get the output, if the number exceeds 360, to get the output below the 360, percentile 360 if you use, then you will get 315 degrees. And what is the object B location after 7 seconds? 65 into 7 percentile 360. Then what the output we are going to get? 95 degrees, right? After getting both degrees, what's the difference between both? Angle difference is, what's the angle difference? 315 minus 95. So the angle difference is 220. So do I need to take big angle? No. So this angle is greater than. So what we have to do? Do 360 minus 220. You will get angle 140, which is less. 140 is less. So submit the 140 here. Remaining all data you know, right? Remaining all data you know. If you apply this, you are going to get distance is 14.20. So I hope this is clear, right? How to find the distance, linear distance between any two objects which is rotating in anti-clockwise. So the rotation is anti-clockwise, right? How we found the angle between two things? We can find angle between two things by calculating 45 into 7 and 65 into 7. After that, angle difference you have to calculate, which is less. So 220 is more. So what I'm going to do? 360 minus 220 I'm going to do. I'll get 140. So angle difference is 140 here. By using the angle difference, we have the formula. By using this formula, you can get the output. R1 square plus R2 square minus 2 into R1 into R2 cos of angle we have to give. So thank you guys for listening my session. Everyone try to solve it. I hope you guys have a great future ahead. You guys can leave now. Thank you guys. If you want, you can take this screenshot for the solution how we can find, and this is the problem statement, right? Now you guys can leave now.